Now everybody is talking about the fall of FTX and its CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, but I personally want to highlight one murky aspect about the whole disappearance of billions of dollars and how it parallels with other sources of Democrat campaign dollars. So let's strap on our tinfoil hats and get right into it. As looking back to April 25th, 2019, former Democrat Vice President Joe Biden had announced his intention to run for president. Days later, Sam Bankman-Fried creates FTX within Alameda Research. It should be noted that Sam Bankman-Fried's mother is Barbara Fried, who is the founder of Mind the Gap, a left-wing super PAC that helps money from big tech find its way to Democrats running for office. Fast forward to 2021, where our government has been sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, and Ukraine has raised millions of dollars in cryptocurrencies. So of course they reached out to none other than FTX to assist them in converting their crypto into their bank account, with some reporting that amount to be $48 to $100 million. We now know that Sam Bankman-Fried is reported to be the second biggest contributor to Democrat candidates, with nearly $40 million of contributions for the midterm elections. Now, the day of the midterms, November 8th, is the same exact day that FTT, which is FTX's token, absolutely collapses. Now, a lot of people speculate that FTX was being utilized to funnel money back to the US after being sent to Ukraine, which I don't think is exactly the case here, but it is interesting to see how this timeline closely parallels with the BLM movement. I remember how donations to BLM went through ActBlue, where they got to take a transaction fee. The Democrats ran with that movement during the election cycle as it was mutually beneficial, but as soon as the election was over, they basically refused to even acknowledge their existence. Again, not a one-to-one comparison, but it is interesting how both of these organizations fizzled into obscurity the day they were no longer of use, because it's easy to see BLM as part of the social justice movement, but look how they framed FTX.
No billionaire, because he believes in the concept of earn to give.
And he is funding everything you can think of. Global warming.
It's one of the biggest problems that we have to tackle together as a world.
Now, before we go into how bizarre it was to prop up Sam Bankman-Fried, understand that they did the same thing for CZ from Binance, who can largely be attributed to the fall of FTX.
He has no fancy clothes or cars, and he plans to donate his wealth to charity.
This whole idolizing the pioneers in the crypto space is nothing new. I just find it interesting how utilizing left-wing talking points, whether it's social justice or climate change, this has now become an effective tool in extracting wealth into their pockets that can later be used to finance their other efforts. But now on to other murky aspects of this whole scenario, as FTX has been featured on the World Economic Forum's website, which is famous for the Great Reset, and you owning nothing. And days after FTT's collapse, it was reported that FTX was hacked, telling people to not go on the app or even their website. As Reuters reported, at least $1 billion was now missing. Now there's controversy on whether it was a hack or FTX draining the funds, as they found that Bankman-Fried implemented a backdoor in FTX where he can move $10 billion of funds without triggering any red flags. Now I don't know enough about the whole hack situation, but it does sound a bit funny at the same time FTX is saying don't go on their website or app. Someone is secretly unloading all their funds. So other than people losing massive amounts of their savings and investments, the narrative is now becoming, how damaging is this going to be to cryptocurrency overall? Not just the aspect of people demanding government regulation on the crypto market, but the sheer scope of how many people will be affected, as FTX and Alameda were involved with so many other projects. Now we're seeing places like the Miami Heat's arena taking down their FTX branding, which makes me think of the Crypto.com arena where the Lakers, Kings, and Clippers play in Los Angeles. But Crypto.com doesn't have the most reputable record, as they once accidentally sent someone $7.2 million instead of $68, and the discovery that Crypto.com holds 20% of its reserves in Shiba Inu coin. And this is after the whole Terra Luna scandal, where its founder Do Kwon is still wanted for arrest, and after the Squid Game scam, where that token went from being worth $2,800 to 0.0007 of a dollar in 5 minutes. So yeah, maybe your average non-internet savvy person might cool off on crypto for some time, but I kind of think wild stuff like this is basically the allure of crypto. People that want to protect their savings from inflation usually invest in low-yield stocks. When they want to take some risks, they put it in tech. And when they don't feel like walking to the liquor store to buy lotto scratchers, they buy meme coins. So if you appreciate my concise tinfoil hat commentary on current events, please consider subscribing to the channel, then check out my video on the birds aren't real movement because they're trying to hide it from you.